All right, I hope you're ready for another fun-filled episode. I know I'm not, but I'm going to make it anyway. Coffee is in hand, so let's rock and roll. Junk, silver, and gold, let's go. Steve claims the first by 7 seconds. First class thousandaire. Hit that like button for some good luck today. That's right, hitting the like button can bring good luck. It is very lucky to expand the thousandaire universe. Get a daily writes. I think I are both stacker and a collector. Get a daily? I struggle with that too. I could just buy an ounce of generic silver each week, but I enjoy the rich culture of these old silver dollars. I don't quite go heavy numismatic. I like the comfort of knowing there's a silver safety net, just in case. If silver should go down, these have collectability, which protects them. How much, I can't say. History's a rapper. It doesn't always repeat itself, but it rhymes. If silver should spike up, these are not my frontline soldiers. I would be reluctant to sell them. So me, personally, I think it's nice to have a bunch of generic silver around. I need to replenish mine. I sold a lot of it at 29 bucks, but I still have some left. When I do replenish, I'm thinking just big bars will be fine, but who knows what I'll get. With generic silver, I'm an opportunist, so I go where the deal takes me. Oh, and I didn't sell because I was timing the market. I sold because I needed the cash. I was pretty heavy silver at the time, and it was up. And I wanted to roll some of it over in the form of fine art. More specifically, high-grade slabbed comic books. I know, you may not approve of that move. But the silver market was up, and the comic book market was down 40%, so I decided it prudent to make some moves. I try to be a contrarian investor, while also maintaining a balance in my portfolio. And portfolio is just a fancy word for my valuable assets. So as a contrarian, when things are going well, I like to buy cheap gold and silver, while business is good and everyone's celebrating and throwing paper at each other. And when times are tight and there's literally Russian warships off the coast of Florida, the contrarian in me says this is the time to buy some comic books. I made 4 pretty significant comic book sales this year. I didn't think I'd be able to flip them that fast. I thought it would take some more time, like, at least a year or two. But regardless what you feel about comic books, my plan is to take profits, and I take profits in gold, at least a portion of them. I buy Bitcoin each week. Say what you will, but ultimately it's been very profitable. And take a wild guess what I do with those profits. Ding, ding, ding. If you guessed silver and gold, yeah, you got it right. Yesterday, while walking, I was listening to a podcast, and it was talking about people that make 6 figures that squander it. Or you could say they live week to week. By the way, you can make much less than 6 figures and still squander it. But I progress. They mentioned one person in particular that made $800,000 a year. They had a big banking job, pretty cush. Anyhow, they lost the banking job, they lost the wife, divorce, not natural causes. Their whole leveraged life unraveled. What I'm getting at is they had nothing. He had nothing left. And I thought about it. What if you do live a lifestyle that's, you have some lifestyle creep. You're making good money or good cash or great filthy fiat, but you squirrel a percentage of it away in gold. $800,000 a year. He could have just squirreled away a kilo each year. Do you need to make $800,000 a year to live by these principles? No. It doesn't matter if I make $1 million a week or $1. Well, it matters, but either way, I would invest a portion of it. Someone with a high income that may have a lot, seemingly. I say seemingly because maybe if they lose their job and they can't replace it with another job that pays as much, their whole life unravels because they're leveraged, or it costs a lot to maintain the things they have. Heating and air conditioning a large house and paying the property tax on it, high-end sports cars with high maintenance cost, trophy wife who's looking at the door if you can't replace your job, and she's likely going to want her cut of the rubble. Just imagine, during that collapse, you had a nice big stash of gold, or silver, or bitcoins, or any assets, really, that make enough cash so that you can maintain your life, or at least comfortably start over. Someone with a high income, if they don't invest in assets, they're just a glorified employee. Same as a non-glorious employee. Not quite the same, but you get what I mean. Have you ever heard of a piton? Yeah, me neither. Well, at least I didn't know the word. A piton is a spike that a mountain climber uses to put in the side of the rock. And this spike, or piton, has a hole in it so they can tie their rope through it. So for if some reason they fall, that's as low as they go. That's how I think of my gold. And my silver, although I do think the silver is a little more unstable. My friends want to go out, and I don't have any cash. I say, well, I can't go. I'm broke. Which means I only have 7 ounces of gold and a bunch of silver. None of which I'll be selling to go watch a movie or to do something fun. If you're trying to climb the mountain of finance, you don't sell your piton for entertainment. Or you don't sell any of your pitons. Hopefully you got more than one. Would you want to trust one spike if you fell? Of course not. Bootsy writes, sup, friendos? Was Bootsy left hanging? No, they were not. Kirk and Jay Parker, Silver Stacker, with the reply, sup, sup. Now that's community, and I say sup to all 3 of you. You're an inspiration. Vic Clemente, first class thousandaire, writes, stacking airtights over here, friendo. Silver hustling, writes, not always both, dog. always more. Very nice fourth stash, champ. The context there, I was talking about either or thinking and how it stinks. Don't just pick between two things right away. Try to get both. And Silver Hustlin's right. Instead of just going for both, ask whoever it is, what else you got? It's not greedy or wrong to try to maximize your gains. You're not going to see some big guy in the gym going, yeah, that's enough. I need to save some strength for someone else. Or a fireman that saved 2 babies in the fire and sees another one and says, well, I don't want to be too much of a hero show-off now. Hey, you hit that like button, right? I mean, that deserves a like, right? If you're new here and you're enjoying the content, why not subscribe for more and you will get more? It's as simple as that. It makes perfect sense. Join the Thousandaire community. You owe it to yourself. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with trying to maximize your gains. As long as you're not harming yourself or others, it's not greed. In fact, if you're a moral and generous person, you owe it to yourself and everyone else to get as much as you can. And I'm sure others would agree too. The wealth is going somewhere, friendo. If not you, then who? Jesse Watkins writes, is a Thousandaire a person who isn't in debt and has at least 10 or 20,000 in savings and or assets or more? It's very simple, Jesse. Subtract your debt from your assets, and if there's 1,000 plus left over, congrats. You are a Thousandaire. I would suggest that you don't overvalue your assets. Many people do that. And when they sell, they realize they didn't have as much as they thought. Other things to consider if you have like stocks or 401k, there's going to be taxes and penalties if you take the cash out. So again, you may not have as much as you think. Now, keep in mind, there's many types of Thousandaires because, I mean, there's a big difference between having $1,000 and $99,999. You know what that difference is? That's right, $998,999. But both are still classified as Thousandaires. Now, if you're a millionaire or a billionaire, don't go clicking off right away thinking you're not allowed to be here. You still have thousands, so you may sit in. Rich Pater writes, a capsule for every piece of circulated junk silver? Do your math and you'll find you'll have a much bigger stack if you cut back on the plastic. Rich Pater, I don't know if you noticed or not, but the stack looks much larger when everything's wrapped in plastic. I'm kidding. I know what you mean. I'm basically doing it for showmanship. I have a YouTube channel and it makes the videos look interesting. So if someone's buying this stuff and putting it in a dark place, yeah, you probably don't need all this. I do get a cheap price because I buy them in bulk. It cost me 24 cents to capsule a $50, and I think almost 50 cents to capsule $1. Some of my pieces are nice. I mean, there is a Carson City in there somewhere. And I do have quite a few higher grade Morgan dollars. Now the halves, yeah, it's a bit of a mess. But I'm just getting started and I am looking into buying better ones. Some more worthy of the protection. Also, I do constantly stack and unstack them, so I think mine need a little bit more protection than the average person's. Steve John writes, hey friendo, thanks for the content. Keep walking. Thanks, Steve. Will do. If you don't already know, I started walking 12K steps a day about 30 days ago. I have the official count on my calendar, on my refrigerator. If you do not know the benefits of a daily walk, you should look it up. So many benefits. Many of them are unbelievable. I believe this to be one of the most inexpensive, laziest ways of staying healthy. A healthy person wants many things, but an unhealthy person only wants one. I hope you take care of your health, friendo. It's the foundation for everything else. My plan is to do the 12K a day steps for 90 days uninterrupted, and then I will buy myself another watch. And when I should happen to glance at it, I will remember how much discipline I have. Well, I guess we're running out of things on the table. I hope you enjoyed the ramblings today, because that's it. That is it. Thousandaire Radio, wicked shout. Bye.